Welcome to Poor Man Mods.
Today we're going to show you how to plasti dip a Supra.
What's that?
Which part?
The plasti dip part.
The plasti dip part. Plasti dip is a, I guess you could call it a rubberized material.
It's like what they have on wrenches or pliers.
Sure.
The handle.
It's a very applicable material that you can put on mostly anything. It dries and you can use it on anything really. But we actually use it to plasti dip Mike's Supra.
Mm-hmm.
And how we did this was go to our local hardware store, which sells it by the cans, and we bought them for like $6 a can. We ended up getting 16 cans.
Correct. 16 cans, including the tape to tape off the car. $98.
$98. So $100 to do a totally different look to your car.
Now you might be wondering, what do you need to do to plasti dip your car?
I was wondering, what do I need to do?
Well, it's actually nothing like a regular, I guess it's kind of like a regular paint job, but there's no prep work needed really. All you have to do is wash your car, and after you wash it, go over it with wax and grease remover, whether acetone or glass cleaner or something, to remove the wax off the paint if you have any wax. Then you just spray. You don't need to sand. You don't need to sand. Did I mention you don't need to sand?
I don't think you need to sand.
You don't.
So you don't need to sand, and you can spray right over the clear coat on your car.
You can, but you should fix any rust because that'll make it bubble. But you can spray it right over the clear coat, and the best thing about plasti dip, if you don't like it, you just peel it right off. And you guys have already seen that video.
Thanks to me.
Thanks to you dick.
Thanks to this. So, but yeah, no, plasti dip was a very fun job. It was very easy to work with. We did find out, however, that different nozzles spray differently.
You'll see in the video coming up there are two different types of nozzles. One is significantly smaller than the other, and it sprays out a more concentrated, I guess, stream of plasti dip, and it also tends to like spit too. With the other tip, it's actually more fan, like a fan, and actually does it really nice and even. And the crappier tip gives you kind of like an orange peel type finish, and the good tip gives you a nice, smooth looking rubber finish.
Gives you something like a primer job would give you from a normal paint job.
So when you go out and pick up the cans, if you go out and do it, try to find one with the good tip, and if you can't, I guess make do with the other tips. I mean,
well, like we said, it depends on the look you're going for. The one gives you a primer look, which is real smooth. The other one gives you a orange peel look. So not kind of what you...
Not necessarily bad looking.
Right. Not what we were going for, but, you know.
Yeah.
Our mistake turns into something that you guys would learn about.
Yep, learn from our mistakes.
So, is there anything else that we need to supply before they watch our non-audio video?
Yes, main reason why we're doing this whole intro right now. When we filmed the whole thing, for some reason we lost all audio, so you're going to be hearing a voiceover the whole time. So that's why. But all the materials that you need to do this are plasti dip and tape. That's it.
And like we said, we used 16 cans. We did use all 16 cans.
And the Supra's a big car,
Mm-hmm.
so you might need less unless you're doing something bigger. But if you're doing like...
You're doing a Mack truck?
If you're doing like a Civic or a 240 or something smaller than a Supra...
One can. We'll do it. One can.
Half.
Probably not even. Like a quarter.
Just psst, done.
Like in a can, in a big can. Probably like that much. That much.
So you want to show them what we did?
I do want to show them what we did. Too bad you guys can't hear it because there was a lot of good info, but that's okay. What you see here is us taping off the parts that we don't want to have plasti dipped. This was the day that we did decide to plasti dip the Supra. So we're just going to play this part in a high speed just so you can see it going on. But just make sure that when you're doing a project like this, tape off all the things that you don't want sprayed. So I'm taping off that. We taped off the door, the glasses, and the windshield and stuff like that. This is the first coat going on. We were just showing you the driver's side door on how to spread first of all, and then we're going to show you how to do different techniques. This is the side to side, and this one is the crosshatch, which is the up and down. Freddie actually saw this on a video, or on a forum, I should say, about how it's better to do crosshatching because it covers a little bit nicer. But I mean, I think you could obviously do it the way that I was doing it at the beginning. I ended up doing it that way for most of the car, and it turned out pretty good. Now the door did take probably 6 solid coats, and we'll show you later on that it didn't give us the finish that we were hoping for, but that was later found out that there's different tips, and the different tips spray differently. So this is me using the crosshatch again. But overall, this is a very nice mod to do to a vehicle. The Supra had good paint, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good enough for Mike. So, and plus, we wanted to see what Plasti Dip would do for a car. Our buddy Scott did his Cobalt, which is what we did in the Bedliner video. We told you guys about that, and it turned out really nice. He went with a matte white, and it turned out really good. So we're hoping to get the same kind of finish here with this. But Freddie actually wanted to do this. He ended up spending $100, 20 of which was on tape, right? And then the rest was on the Plasti Dip. We actually got it at a local hardware store. Lucky enough for us, we have a hardware store that carries Plasti Dip in cans. And so we went there and just bought up 2 cases plus two spray cans to get the job done. The driver's side took a little over an hour to do with the good tips. The passenger side took a little over 2 hours to do because there was a difference in tips. So we found ourselves covering more than what we should have, and covering more on the passenger side than on the driver's side. So we'll probably just pick up another can or 2 with the good tips and just go over the passenger side once more. So this is just being goofy. We spent all day. We started at 1 o'clock. We ended at like 5:30. So, but that was because we were taping stuff up too. But the whole job was really fun. Like I said, this is a great DIY to do if you have paint that isn't really worth saving. This is a good alternative. Plasti Dip is rated to last 2 to 3 years. I'm going to guess that's on average daily use. So this car is going to be basically like a drift track car, so it's not going to see the road all that much. It will get taken out, don't get me wrong, we're going to have a lot of fun with it. But if it does run one day. Will it run one day, Mike?
Probably not.
Probably. But what we show you, oh, did you edit that part out?
Yeah. With
the transmission? We ended up actually getting a transmission with JDM fog light. Well, not JDM, they're OEM fog lights. And we picked that up for like $740, so that was great. You guys helped out with that a lot. Here I am just talking about the difference in the nozzles. The one in my left hand is the one that we use on the driver's side. The one in my right hand is the one we use in the passenger side. And we're going to show you the difference in the spray technique, well, in the spray result. So he'll get a zoom in close picture of the mirror. It absolutely turned out like crap, though. I will say that. We were going for that smooth look on the passenger side, and we weren't getting it. So here's what the driver's side turned out like. Nice and smooth, basically like a primer finish. And that was with that tip. Now we go to the passenger side. I think I was saying a few profanities there, but see how it's all orange peel? I mean, it isn't a bad look, but that wasn't the look we were going for.
So there you go. That's how you Plasti Dip your car. What'd you learn today?
I learned that Plasti Dip can be very tedious if you don't know what you're doing.
Or have the right tips.
Or have the right tips. Those tips were a pain in the butt.
How many coats?
And I'm not talking about tits. I'm talking about tips.
Got a question for you. We didn't show them the driver's side. How many coats do you think it took us to do the driver's side? And then how many coats did it take us to do, like, the hood and the passenger side?
Well,
big difference because of the tips.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you here, but I'm not going to be honest either.
Hey, he's not going to lie to us, but he's not going to be honest either.
The driver's side only took probably 5 coats total over the entire side. Mm-hmm. But that one section that you were watching me do, I went over that 6 times to get it covered. 6 times.
In the very beginning, you were using one of the better tips, but towards the end, you only had like half a can of the good tip, but then you had to go to the crappy tip. And you're probably wondering, why didn't we just switch them out? Well, we didn't want to see if there was a different result.
We saw that there was a difference in tips, but we thought they'd spray the same. Lo and behold, they didn't. They gave us the finish on the passenger side, and they gave us the finish on the driver's side. 2 completely different finishes, so it's up to you how you want your car to look.
Speaking of finish, as you heard in the voiceover, in the beginning I was telling Dan that I believe the best method to Plasti Dip the car was to do a crosshatch, where you go across and then up and down. He disagreed with me. We later found out that it doesn't really matter how you do it, whether it's just straight across or cross hatching, as long as you get good coverage on either way, they're going to turn out relatively the same, and you won't notice a difference, and you won't get tiger stripes.
Nope. And actually, towards the end, we didn't show you this, but with the not the shitty cans, but with the bad tips, I was actually doing this over the entire thing because it just wasn't laying right. So I was just doing this. So, and it actually turned out, halfway decent. So.
And a good thing is, if you apply it too heavy to one section, what you can do after the car is all dried, you can actually take a razor and cut that section out and just respray that area. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do that with Plasti Dip.
In theory, you can.
Uh-huh.
What else did we learn? The crappy tips, if you're painting the hood, we ran into a lot of times. The crappy tips would, bubble up and drip instead of spraying out sometimes, so it would just leave droplets of Plasti Dip on the hood. And that would turn out really crappy. So,
exactly.
I would recommend having the hood vertical off the car or something when you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing, if you do tape off the car, be very careful when peeling the tape off, because a lot of times you have to take a razor blade and cut the Plasti Dip off, because you can peel the Plasti Dip off if you tape it off. So be very, very careful when peeling it off.
Good point. You want to get that tape off within the first hour of your last coat. Once you know you're done the car, take the tape off. Get it while it's still malleable.
And if you don't tape it off, if you get overspray, lo and behold, brake parts cleaner works great at removing Plasti Dip, and so does acetone.
Taking a shower with brake parts cleaner works great too.
I've actually done that once.
Yeah.
Well, I got some kind of oil in my hair or something really sticky. Don't even start to think dirty. But I was in the shower and I was like, oh man, this isn't coming out even with 3 washes of shampoo. So I opened the door and I screamed for my mom to go out to the driveway and give me a can of brake parts cleaner. She was wondering what the hell I was doing. Took it, just came right out.
So that's what happened to all your hair.
Yeah, that's where it's going.
Oh, that's not good.
Swollen all, I think for $100, this is probably one of my favorite mods that we've ever done.
Yeah, it changes the look of the car completely. Looks
drastic. Yeah,
looks great. Really does.
I mean, the red looked good after we polish it. I think this looks good too, with the exception of the orange peel on the other side. But from 20 feet away, you can't tell.
And from my house, which is half a mile away, it looks great.
Yeah,
looks real good.
For $100, I think it's an awesome mod. You should definitely try it. And if you don't like it, you can always peel it right off.
Peel it off.
It's that simple.
So, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Poor Man Mods. Catch us next time, because we're celebrating our Season 2.
And if you have any questions that you would like us to answer in our 52nd episode, which is our season finale, post in this video or on our Facebook, we'll answer them in that video.
That's it. So,
Peace.